Welcome! Today we're designing 3 different versions of a creeper farm. They're all fairly simple and based off of each other, and if you wanted to, you can simply take the one design and evolve it over time. We're starting off with this little platform, an extra block in the middle, and you build it out 8 blocks from each side of it. Good way to test, you put a water on top of it, and it fills it all up. You build it to the right size. We're adding a second platform now, 2 blocks up, and all the platforms are the exact same design. You're able to continue this up as far as you want to until you get too far away that creepers won't spawn. Put an observer facing upwards, and underneath it put a dispenser. You'll have a water bucket in that later. Probably don't put it in now though, or else you're going to be flooding your area. You're going to add in some glass. So you're going to be from your platform 3 blocks out to add in your glass. I'm using tinted glass. Any opaque block would work. That would be really expensive to do this if you're using actual tinted glass. Feel free to use any block you want to. We're just using tinted glass to make it so we're able to see what's going on with the video. So as you get going, you're going to want to start adding in these trapdoors. I want you to look at that middle section. That is very important. That little plus sign means the water can flow out and get everywhere. Yes, it means something can spawn in there, but it's super important putting in trapdoors. You do not need them to be iron trapdoors. I just use iron so it'd be a little bit more clear as to what we were doing and easier to follow along. This is the benefit of building in creative. I'm able to just copy and paste it on up. We're going to put in 4 layers really quick, and that's going to be our first little farm. This works super duper well. If you're in a single player world, you don't have a lot of need for gunpowder. You just need maybe some for rockets and a little bit of TNT every once in a while. 4 layers works great. This gets you enough drops. It is around that 12 stacks an hour mark of gunpowder and string. 800 drops an hour. It's more than enough for most farms. Now we're adding this platform underneath. Ignore what I was doing there immediately because, well, frankly, I did it wrong. So let's look at the pretty farm and try again. So you'll see I'm using andesite just to signify the difference between that and the glass up above. Go down by 2 blocks, and then go in by a block. On top of that is where the water is going to sit, and then fill in the rest of it up until that middle point, with it being down again 1 more block. If it's not down again, it's going to create just one giant water source and nothing's going to flow, and you're not going to get any drops. You'll end up with a 5x5 in the middle. You're going to bring it down by 1 additional block and change up the shape of it a little bit. So it's a 3x3. You'll change out the shape by digging out a couple more blocks so the water all flows to the middle because it doesn't quite want to. But it's totally fine. You just dig out an extra block on each of the 4 sides and then 1 additional block in the middle on each. Put in your fence gates so creepers can go in, but the water does not. And you're pretty much good to go when it comes to the farm itself. Next up is the timing circuit. This is what makes this level 1 of the 3. It's an Etho hopper clock. It's fairly simple and basic. The redstone block goes pushing back and forth, and you have 16 items and 2 hoppers facing each other, and you'll be good to go. So this is what's really important. I'd recommend building this over the ocean so that you know your height of it is always around 64 blocks, and build this at about the farm itself at Y200 and have your platform be 30 blocks below. Exactly 32 I would recommend, as that means that you are far enough away that creepers can spawn at the lowest platform and also everything's going to fall to their death. But you being low enough at that point is around 170. You're not going to get a lot of spawns underneath you. Maybe you want to go a little bit higher than the 200 mark, but you should be good to go with that. Right now I've added in all the water and we're filling in the tinted glass. Once again, use a different block. Use stone, whatever you have a lot of. Wooden planks is great for this. Be able to darken it all up, and we now have spawns. You will see that there is a skeleton that spawned in immediately, which is ridiculous because it'll be stuck there. But the creepers and spiders will all spawn in, and you'll notice we put in campfires. Campfires, hoppers underneath, pointing into some chests, you're good to go. Campfires are important, as if a spider falls down and sticks to the wall, it's not going to die of fall damage. This is what it looks like as it's running. You'll see that this is 50% of the time has water on it, which means 50% of the time, nothing can spawn. Level 1, this is great. This is really good. If this is all you need, take it and run. It is amazing. It's going to work really well for you. If you want to increase those rates a little bit, we're going to build up the farm more and show how much you're able to get from an hour of AFKing with that. But this works really well. 50% of the time, though, you're not getting any spawns. I'd also like to say it's pretty satisfying to have the glass there and be able to watch them fall down and essentially just go into nothingness. But it's really important to have the campfires. I wanted to show this, that some of the spiders, when they fall down, don't die of fall damage. That is what makes the difference. Put in your campfires. It's going to make the difference. If you don't have them, you're just going to end up having a bunch of spiders at the bottom that haven't died from the fall damage, and you're going to have reduced rates up above. Moving forward with level 3, the redstone is the exact same for the timing circuit, but we are adding up more levels. We're going up to 10 layers, so it's a little more than twice the investment, as there's 4 layers to 10. But it is able to increase the rates a good amount. You go from 12 stacks an hour up to 20 stacks an hour using the exact same circuit. You don't have to learn any more redstone. And it's something that's pretty simple. And if you think in the future you might want to expand this, let me just recommend it is way easier to take out an Etho hopper clock and build up than it is to take out the entire water collection system and build down. So please build up like I did in this one. It's going to be much easier for you. This is level 3. We're changing up the circuit. Exact same amount of levels. It's 10 layers of this. Etho hopper clock goes off to the side, and we are going to be putting in an additional circuit. I wanted to show this portion. I struggled to build this circuit. Take my knowledge and take my being a little stupid and run with it so that you're able to avoid that error. So put in a monostable circuit so it'll pulse, but I realized it wasn't going to work from that angle, so we moved it over a little bit more, trying to get more and more space. It can work from this spot of the Etho hopper clock, I promise, but I made a lot of trials and errors trying to do this, and I wanted to show you guys this because redstone's tricky, and I don't want you to feel like it's something you're supposed to get right away. It is tricky and difficult to do, and that is totally fine. Experimentation with redstone circuitry is how you get better. Let's jump to when I got the right circuit, though. All right, so what I did was I moved that monostable circuit, the 1-tick pulse, over by a block, give me a little bit more space, put one block it goes into with the same comparator pulse extender, with a repeater on top of the observer. That way it doesn't update every time the redstone signal changes in amount. It works perfect when it's set up exactly like this. The water gets barely to the edge and then stops, pushing everything off, and you optimize the amount of time you have a thing spawning, and you go from 20 stacks an hour to 35 stacks an hour, over 2,000 drops an hour of just gunpowder and string, and it's going to meet all your needs for gunpowder. It's a wonderful little thing. In an hour, you're able to have more gunpowder than you know what to do in a single player world, unless you are an insane redstoner who needs a quarry. But other than that, it works great. It works perfect, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so very much for watching this video, and I hope it was able to help you out. Have a good one.